morning and welcome to day 10 of this adventure ride. This will be my last day before I start heading back to Sydney. Right now we're at the Packsaddle pub, which is just a pub in the middle of nowhere, just a one pub town or one pub building with some cabins and a few places to camp. Right now I'm standing on the middle of the Silver City Highway. There's not much traffic this time of the morning, heading up to Tibaroo. That goes up to Tibaroo. If I spin around, that goes down to Broken Hill. So I wouldn't say it's quite halfway between them both, but I think it's about 180 maybe that way, and Tibaroo the other way is quite a distance. I'm not too sure. Yeah, so had a good roast dinner at the pub last night by the fire, watched a bit of a movie, then came out to our digs out the back there, which is $8 for a bit of dirt and sand off near their tip. So not the best of camping compared to what we used to, but it did the job. It was a cool, fresh night last night. I think it got down to about 5 degrees, so it was cold, but I stayed warm in the tent. I had all my thermals on, and yeah, it's kind of exciting that the ride's come to an end, which has been great, and I get to go home soon, so we'll go over and check out the digs where the campground is. I'll spin you around. You can see some cabins there. The sun's coming up. It's about 7:30 in the morning. The truck's waiting for some fuel. That's the pub through there, and yeah, there's not much happening this time of the morning on the Silver City Highway, that's for sure. Let's go and have a look at the tents. So there we have my bike and my tent just set up on the dirt there. Tom's over the back, and Brendan's through there. Couldn't find a tree for his hammock, so he had a bivvy style last night, a little tent, and that's it. A couple of camper trailers just over the back, but this is their free camp, or not their free camp, this is their camping area. It's not too flat to ground, and a bit dusty and dirty, but it did the job.
This is the outskirts of Broken Hill. I didn't do any filming from Packsaddle to here because it's as boring as bat stuff. It was just a straight line of road with not much around, sitting on 110k an hour. Now we just got to go into the township, have something to eat. Boys are behind. Broken Hill. It's about 1,000 kilometres west of Sydney. I think it was known as a mining town back in the day. Not 100% sure on the history behind this. But that's one leg down. Another 280 odd to Mildura, and that'll be the completion of my ride. The biggest town we've been in since leaving Mildura. Oh, we went through Port Augusta, which was a decent sized town. Quite a nice historical old town, this one. There's the cop shop and the old courthouse, townhouse. That pub is the famous one from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. The township of Menindee, nestled on the Menindee Lakes. I've seen pictures and brochures of this town, and can be very deceiving, as it's all very nice and green and plenty of water, and you see it now and it's very dry and barren. And so we're going to go through here for a little bit, and then we're going to try and get off this main track and go bush for the last of the adventure. Possibly the last bit of sand. So I just have to try and navigate out of here to find our way out. So that's Menindee Lake out there to the right. And looking at the map, it's huge. And it's supposed to be full of water, I guess only when it rains. Because right now, it's bone dry out there. You can't get a very good loop view. The Woolshed in Kinjiga National Park. And I'd say that is the historical woolshed right there. There's the old historical shearing shed. It's pretty big. Let's head on up for a closer look. Bit of info on the old woolshed. You can see just the amount of sheep that they used to shear here. All the old machinery. There's a blacksmith kind of workshop in there. These are all the old presses where they would press the bales of wool. Each one weighed 100 pounds. Obviously not hydraulic like they were at Mount Ebor, but still the same principle. It's more of a pulley system. Up there on cables and down comes that and whoosha. Now that we've got this experience from Mount Ebor, we've got half an idea of how a working woolshed shearing shed works. And here you have all your shearers would have been lined up here and they would have been shearing away. And so I've been told your number one shearer would have been here, closest to the placer. And what's this? The bog eye. The handpiece or bog eye is a mechanical shear used to cut the fleece from the sheep. It's powered through an arm connected to the wheel and the power shaft overhead. Oh, that's it, okay. Yeah, so your number one shearer would be here closest to that. All the sheep would be in the pen here. They would all come through and into here, and this is where the shearers would grab their go in and grab their sheep, come back out and start shearing. And once they were shorn, they would shoot them back out through there into the yard or pen down the back. So you can see the system hasn't changed much from 1875, apart from a bit of electricity, and instead of using clippers, they're using these electronic or mechanical shears. So yeah, fantastic. There's some old photos back in the day. Now look at these gents, just using hand shears, pipe in their hand. Look at this, I'm pipe in the mouth. Clean shaven, that one. Just bent over all day. It's pretty cool. Look at them all wearing. That's enough info. That's inside the woolshed. All right, that's us. We'll head back out, get on the bikes, and continue on. I've just come over that crest of that dune back there, and I've sighted some water inside one of these lakes. Yay! There's a fair bit of water too, decent size. Finally, we got a lake with water. We've got to go down here and check out the lake. Instantly you can see a shade of green. It's quite all the emus out there, the sheep are grazing. Look at all the wildlife down here. Wow. Well, there you go. We have water, we have emus, we have sheep. It's pretty cool to get this body of water in the middle of nowhere. So as I said, we've finally got water. I just want to see if I can zoom in and show you the abundance of wildlife. All the emus down there, all feeding. Heaps of sheep. Look at them all. Then kangaroos. Just all mixing, enjoying the green grass and the water. And it goes on and on all the way up there. And if I swing back to the left, you've got a heap down this way as well. Can't even, look at them all. Kangaroos and... But yeah, I guess I'd be hanging around here too if I was living here. This is where the water is. This is the last few hundred meters of dirt and sand for the South Australian Desert Adventure. There we go. I'm going to make a left-hand turn a bit further up on the Silver City Highway and start heading south towards Wentworth and Mildura. And it is blacktop like this all the way, 110 kilometers an hour. The poor old 690 has been shaken and shook and vibrated to death. You know, bits and pieces have fallen off or been broken, but mechanically I cannot fault it. Every time I screwed it on, it gave some more. Did a good job, I can't fault it. So, well done buddy, well done. From here, it's on the highway, back down. And that will be... Well, that's it. The bike's on the trailer, and the boys are on their way to Melbourne, or they're going to camp somewhere near Hatta tonight. Off they go. And now I've got to start heading 1,000-kilometre trip home. So, that's the tour to Outback South Australian Desert Adventure complete. And the bike went well. I'll do a full review later on. But for now, I'm gonna, because I've got a slow leak in that front tyre, I'm gonna let it down and clamp it down with a flat tyre, because if I clamp it now and the tyre goes down, the straps will get loose. So yeah, that's it. We have now completed this one, and I will get the bike all done, I'll clean myself up, and I myself will hit the road. Try and get about 3 or 4 hours up the road to make it tomorrow a shorter trip. So yeah, kind of surreal a bit now that the trip's all done and dusted. So I'm on my way home after a busy day riding and I guess a 10-11 hour leg home. I thought it best to pull over and have a bit of a rest, so I've got the little fire going. And then also I thought I want to show you exactly what I've been eating most of the nights on this adventure. So this is just a chicken risotto type meal. Not too bad, chicken flavoured rice. The good thing about these is they're you only got to add water and the flavour's all there. In that I add a chicken in a can. This is peri peri flavour. Yeah, not too bad, quite tasty. Nothing wrong with that. A little bit of weight in the can, but this is a good way to get chicken, bit of protein into your meal. So tonight I've got 2 of these. I'm going to add it to
this dish and cook that up now, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So I've got the hammock set up over there, kind of hard to see with it dark. Now I'll sleep tonight just in the hammock at least till 5 o'clock, and my fire's roaring nice and warm because it's 5 degrees outside at the moment, so nice to have a nice warm fire. And there you have the finished product. Not too bad. Doesn't look too inviting, but it actually tastes pretty good. And then also you can get a nice fresh tortilla bread, roast that on the fire, and make yourself a rice and chicken tortilla. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with that when you're bush camping. And there we have our tortilla. Fresh off the fire, roasted, give it a fold, and we're ready to go. Not bad. Delicious. 5 degrees, getting colder. I'm having roasted tortillas by the fire. Well, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. I think it might be day 11. And as the motorbike adventure is finished, I'm still on my way home. I stopped at exactly the same place as I stopped on the way down at the Birdcage Reserve, which is near Darling Point, New South Wales. 700 odd kilometres. I did about 350, 400k last night. And I got to, pretty late, and I thought I'll pull over and get some rest, as I've been riding since 8 o'clock all day. Big trucks coming. You'll probably start to hear it. So yeah, got in a camp last night, had a good fire, which you would have seen, had a good feed, and I'll put this fire out. Sun is coming up. It's a beautiful morning again, nice and fresh. I'll start the car up, get it nice and warm and toasty inside, and then I'll get on the road.